And so we're making these huge investments. There's a lot of risk in deciding what to invest in because things change. And decisions that might look good right now from an economic perspective in 5, 10, 20 years look very bad. Most of our coal fleet right now is uneconomic and can't compete. Our nuclear fleet can't compete compared to wind and solar. So you have these issues that play out over a long term in terms of the risks. And this is where having a portfolio approach and having the right combination of resources, including demand side resources, is critical.
Yeah, IPL has made allowance for adding renewables and storage at a later time, but wow, how would that be economical when they've already gone all in for long-term investment in natural gas? The IPL has chosen old technology, and which could become significantly more costly in the future, depending on the volatile price of gas.
People and the decisions that are being made will lock us in for a long time to a set of emissions and impacts that we may well regret just a few years from now, right now. So if you're, again, looking at your investment decisions over the next 5, 10, 20 years, I think demand solutions and storage have to be a huge part of that if we're going to meet our various reliability and cost and sustainability needs. Decisions, and this goes to the whole governance issue of, do we have the right governance system in place within Independence and IPL to actually be able to make these complex decisions? To my watching from the outside, it begs the question, how are we making decisions, and are we making these long-term decisions in a way that really achieves these multiple goals, or are we just reacting to one problem and solving it and creating another problem and another problem? And so there seems to be no real systemic planning and thinking going on in terms of how you manage a very complex set of problems. It's good. Is it a bad decision now? Will it stay a bad decision? Will it become obvious in 5 years that it was a bad decision? That's what utility planning work that I've seen for over 40 years now results in. Things that look good at the moment can quickly look very bad, and then you're stuck with those costs. I don't see how you sustain this level of cost and be competitive in attracting companies, making sure your residential customers, low income, have affordable electricity. So I just don't see how it's sustainable over time. Whether it can pencil out in terms of a return, I don't know is the answer to that question.
Nonetheless, there's a proposal in front of the city council on Monday night, and the city council, I think, is feeling a little bit pressed to act somewhat quickly because they have obligations to the Southwest Power Pool. And these turbines would be up and running, we are told, in maybe 30 months, something like that. If you're on the city council Monday night, what are the questions that you should be asking?
I would not say that we shouldn't do this. I would just say, let's have a more comprehensive plan of attack. I mean, I would not approve it without a serious demand side program at the same time and a serious commitment to storage at the same time. So to me, I would say if this has to be done, it should be done in combination with some other strategies. Otherwise, we don't really have a plan. We're just kind of, panicking and doing something to do something, but we don't really have a plan of action that won't solve our long-term problems.
Do you sense this is a decision that they need to make quickly, or that they might have a little bit more time?
I'm sure they have time. I think they can do other things in the meantime in terms of even buying power that they need and so on. So again, I'm not an expert on IPL, but I would love to have the conversation to find out why can't we do other things and look at this decision in 6 to 12 months. But if somebody tells me that this decision has to be made today because we don't have 6 to 12 months, how did we get into that situation?